Diko graphic skills with creativity.
Please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified when we post new videos.
Welcome guys, welcome back to Diko graphic design training. So right now I want us to make an advert flyer on our Pixellab. So the first thing as I do say is to determine our size. So the size I want to use is cut square size, that is 1024 by 1024. After that, you must have thought about the background you want to use. So I'm using a gray background exactly like this. So after that, I'm going directly to my gallery, importing some other element that I want to use in supporting this particular design. So I'm bringing up this. So I will increase it a little bit, then have it positioned here. So after doing that, then the next thing I'm going to do is to lock this, then go to opacity. I will reduce the opacity to make everything look like an overlay. Yeah. So after that, the next thing I'm going to use is to copy. After copy, I will reduce the size a little bit. It should not be, that is how I want it. I don't want it to be as larger as the first one. So I'll position it at the bottom, make it done like that, make it awesome. So the next thing I'm going to do after this, go back to my gallery, then import other elements which I've already even make outside the screen. So I will make sure that all these things is being fit in. Then go to the color, then go to the gradient and apply the color. After that, I will lock it, go to my gallery again and bring something like a pattern. So I will go to my download. I have something like a pattern which I'm going to position on top of this. So I will have it rotated. So I will have it rotated exactly like this. Have it rotated, then rotate it like this. It doesn't necessary. There are two ways. Is either you use the mask to cut out, but I'm thinking it's not necessary to use mask, but let's see whether it can work the way I want it. But if it shouldn't work, then we can now apply the uses of mask. But the beauty of it, or my main objective, is to make sure that everything really align here. So if it doesn't work, sorry, so and I don't want it to be too big, so I think it can cover every places, and I want the rotation side to be around this place. So you rotate it very well, and position it. So exactly like this. So now that we have this, the next thing I want us to do is to use our mask. I don't want to use it before, but let's use the mask to make everything plumb. So we are using the mask to carve it out to make sure that everything really fits in. So we use the mask, we carve out everything exactly like this. So you can turn on the mask, then reduce the size a bit like this. Then you can click on the movement to position it very well. So click on the mask again to adjust. So I'm adjusting, then use this key to make everything in line exactly like this, so that you can be able to carve out the way you want. So very good. Now shift this in, shift it in a little bit. We need to apply a stroke here, you can see. So after that, we are not clicking in, we are clicking out, because we are cutting out the edge. Now everything is actually plumb, as you can see. So the next thing is to click OK, go to where the color is, apply the black color. Then we go to the opacity, reduce the opacity very well to make everything look like overlay. So let it be like something 15 or 10. So it's possible. I will still do the adjustment with the rotation here. So it will look like a pattern. I will shift it up. So very good. You can actually see it look like a pattern. So after that, I will repeat the same process at the bottom later. but this is dumb, like very cool like this. So now we are going to our shape. We turn our shape radius to 30 or 31. Now reduce it a little bit, position it at this junction exactly like this, then you crop it to look like this, cropping it. Very good. So after that, let's click on it again. So we go to our right up, we type we are. As you can see, we click OK. Go to the font, then choose Adlinnaka font. Adlinnaka font Bodemo. Just download it on your Google. Just type it, then you'll be able to see that. Then I will still drop the name and the description of this video. Now select the kind of color you want. So now we have to reduce the size of the text to something like 40. Let's choose 41 should be okay. So now that we select 41, we are moving it like this. Then we need to adjust this a little bit. Very good. Now let's do the kind of adjustment to this side. Then we adjust the text to make sure that it actually fits in. So you can see, very good, very good. And we can still adjust it to make it more bigger. So let's see, we'll bring it down, click on it, then we adjust a bit. We adjust a bit. So very good, very good. It's actually cool like this. So now that we have this, then we are going to copy this right up. We are not we are not going to select any font again. So we just type introducing. You can actually see, then we click on it. So we are going to increase the size of this to make it fit in. We are increasing the size to 53. So we position it here too. You can actually see. Then there should be what? A drop, a space, breathing space in between the two. A breathing space. The space should not be too much and should not be too close. So after that, we are copy. We are going to type e-commerce. We have e, then we have hyphen, then we have commerce. Commerce. E-commerce. So we are going to position that here. Then we look at it, whether it actually could. E-commerce. So we are going to look at it very well. The spacing between the two is actually too much. So we need to move it close. Okay, very good. The suggestion I've suggested the right thing. So now the space, you can see it's being balanced. Now we are copy. Then we type website. So we are going to position that here too. Since you are doing it manually, you make sure that the space in between each of these statements are uniform for professionalism to show there. So now this is actually cool. So now I'm changing the color of the last text to the color of the shape. So I'm selecting this. So the next thing I'm going to do, go to the shape, crop out the shape like this, make sure that I maintain alignment. So the alignment, everything should be at this juncture. If possible, turn on your grid if you can use your eyes very well. So now we are maintaining this to be like this. Now let me turn on the alignment. Click on this for you to be able to move it. Just center this place. Come here, center this edge too for you to be able to see clearly. Now that you've done that, you can tap on it twice for you to see. Now release your hand on this and check whether you really follow the alignment, and you can see the whole text and the whole everything is inside the grid, which means you are not what you make a justification on the two sides. Now the next thing is to go to this, then paste your right up, click OK. Then at this junction, we are changing the font that we are going to use. We are using Raleway font. So I'm using Raleway medium. So I will have to reduce the size to 21 so that it can be able to fit in at this juncture. So let's pick 21. So could 21 be okay? Then we can go back and select Raleway. Let's select Raleway semi-bold instead of medium. Then we can increase and look at how it is. So this is actually cool. So let's increase it by one side to 22. So this is cool, as you can see, very, very cool. And we can go to we can go to the line spacing and give it a line spacing a little bit. Very good, very good. As you can see, everything is actually right. So now that we have this, then the next thing that we need to do is to go to click or tap on this icon. As you can see, then we go to our stroke. So at this junction, we need to apply a stroke. Then we increase the stroke to something like 10 or 9. Then we change the color of the stroke to look like this. Let it stand out. 9, 8 or 9 is okay. Then this is actually cool. Now the space at the top, I'm looking at this that the space is too much. Why? You don't choose to be merging anything, any element, because it will be reducing color. This is 2, 3. You can see. So I'm clicking on these 2. I will have 1, 2, 3. Clicking on this 1, 2, 3. Clicking on this 1, 2, 3. Clicking on this 1, 2, 3. Then I will tap on this. I will have 1, 2, 3. Then I will tap on this. I will have 1, 2. Very cool. Then you can actually see the magic there. Then I'm having some issue, one kind issue with this shape. I need to restructure it very well. So at this junction, I'm clicking on it. You might be looking at it that what do I still need to do there? There should be a breathing space with that shape. It can't be like that. So I need to readjust very well to make sure that it actually fits in and it aligns. Then you can see. So from there we can be able to use it. So this is actually okay. So now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to select the right logo. I'm selecting the right logo at this juncture. So I don't know where I even placed the logo. Yeah, I've seen it. So I'm placing my own logo because this is my own advert. And this is a real advert. You are interested in our e-commerce website or any web design, you can actually DM at a token price. And believe me, I'm going to teach you everything in detail. So now that we have all these things, then we are moving closer. So the next thing I'm going to do is to copy. Then I will type get started. So after that, I will click OK. Now I have to increase this size to something like let's say 51 should be okay. Let's say 51. So I will have to position that here. It should be around here. Then at this junction, I will go to the color, go to the gradient and select the right color for this. So I need to switch the color at this junction. Switch the color very well. So the color I'm going to use, I have to be very, very strict about that. So since I'm not, I need to change this color. I need to rotate it again to this side. Then this should come to this side. So cool. This is what I want. So after selecting this, I will now copy. So I will type www.dikographic. You can see dikographic.com.ng. This is our website. You can actually check in for any inspiration. So at this level, I'm changing the font again. Change it to Raleway semi-bold. So I will reduce the size, or I will use the same font. Let me check medium. Let me use Adlinnaka again. Then at this junction, I need to reduce it very well to make sure that it align. It must align. Then you can actually see perfect. Perfect. Now let's go to our gallery without wasting much of our time. Go to gallery, then you increase this. You can actually see. So I want to increase it a little bit. Then we position it here. Now we are going to copy two. So I'm going to give this a color. You can see. Then I will bring this one in a little bit. I will bring it in a little bit. I just want the black deep to be at the edge. So if possible, I will shift this area. So let me look at it. There must be a touch of that. So to make what I want to bring to work. So it must work. So let me do it this way and see. Yeah, this is how I want it to be. So it's actually even covered the whole thing. But no. So let's adjust. I just want just the edge to be touched. Yeah. So now I will now exchange this. Exchange it. Yeah, very good. This is how I want it. So now that we have this, as I said the other time, the get started. I don't know how I copied this because it's 2 here. So I need to delete one. So cool. So the next thing I'm going to do at this junction is to go to I will copy this pattern. I will copy it. Then I will find a means of fit it in here. So you can actually say I will find a means of position it here. So if possible, rotate. Don't let it exceed. You need to be very careful. It doesn't mean that everything should cover. So you see, it's not even obvious. So now let's lock it so that it won't be moving around. So now let's click on the text and type call us. Call us on. Then we have this. So we need to click OK, go to our color. So at this juncture, we select the Raleway. We select the Raleway medium. So we reduce the size. We can bold it, or better still, let's cancel the boldness and select the one that is having the bold property. So Raleway, then we position that here. We position that here. But I'm thinking something. I'm thinking of increasing the size of this a little bit, but let's leave it and maintain it that way. So now as it is, the next thing I want to do, I'm thinking of is okay. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to copy this. Then type the number 34660781. So you must make sure that everything is being aligned. We are changing the color. Remember, we have the deep background already. We're supposed to put a light background there. So and you need to this is where we make mistake. Some people will make their phone number very, very big. And this thing will affect the whole work. It can affect the whole work. So you need to be very, very minimalistic whenever you are making any kind of design like this. So we increase the size. Don't let it be too rhyme or too much. Okay, let's do some magic. I don't want us to do that. What I want us to do, colors shouldn't be. I want everything to be at the top of this. So you need to be very careful. So I'm thinking of copy. I will copy this particular pattern and copy it, as you can see. So after copying it, I will move it out. You can actually see. Then I will change the whole color entirely. So let's change the whole color. So after that, we have to increase this a little bit. Then we take it back. Let it go back. Then you can see now we now be rotating, moving it a little bit, moving it to be like a pattern, a design, decoration. So it's actually plumb the way I want it. You can actually see. So make it okay. Very good. Very good. So you can see. So now that we have that, we can put a finishing touch on everything. So we go to our sizes and increase the size of this. Then the number, I'm thinking of making the number to be 35. So it's actually okay. Then the colors should be like 31 since of the way the size look. So let it be 31. So follow the principle of alignment strictly. Everything, either at the left or at the right, you follow the alignment principle. So now you see everything is actually right. So now move it. The space in between shouldn't be too much. Now let's go back to our gallery. So we have something to be imported, which is our call icon. So I'm going down to where I have the call icon that having the resemblance of color I'm using. So the next thing is to reduce the size and position. You see this one is having the touch of blue and the white is actually there. So I'm moving it. Just move it. Move it, and there should be a breathing space in between them two. So you position it here. Very good. So now as it is, you can see that the space are not really much at the right. So move this one a little bit. Then you can tap this too a little bit. Then this one will give you an avenue to create space for the call icon to make everything look more professional. Now, very good. So as you can see, everything is look awesome. So the next thing that we need to do is to go and select the right color, right image that we want to use. So I'm using this image, so you can see. So I will bring this image coming. So how can I do that? I will select it, let it go down. Sorry. I will make it go down in between. You can actually see it shouldn't be at the edge, it should be in between. So it doesn't cover anything, so it still need to go. So in between. So now let's check. So you can actually see that it's in between this. So now what I'm going to do next, you should make sure that it come down a little bit, then come to this side. There should not be any mistake. Very cool. Then our design is actually finished. So this is just a simple way. Then I'm having an issue with this. So this is just a simple way on how to make a flyer on your Android smartphone using your Pixellab. So very simple, and you can actually see that this is very awesome. So we can reduce the logo if possible. This is Diko graphic. If you want to, you can register for our online classes as well. We have varieties of classes you can learn from: logo design, flyer, banner, graphics in general. Then we have a video editing class, we have image editing class, website, digital marketing, web design, and so on. So we have then e-commerce, everything you want to learn about the digital aspect. You can DM at cheaper price, and we have varieties of lecturer teachers that can teach you, not to even lecture you, they will teach you professionally. So it's just as simple as this. Very simple. So thanks for watching. God bless you. Have it saved. And as I said, the tips I gave you, don't always merge your element before you save it. If you merge it, it will reduce the quality. Save as Ultra as a dimension, and the format should be in PNG to make the quality retain. Thanks for watching once again. God bless you.